What is up, everybody? This your man Dre Mac from the Dre Mac Show. Gonna come to you with a video that I kind of, after watching The Last of Us, I kind of wanted to talk about. Does the source material really matters, and does The Last of Us proves that the source material matters? That is the question that I have for you guys today. But the real question is.
Are you ready?
So The Last of Us. Last of Us has been a really big show, and I kind of want to talk about the impact of The Last of Us and what everything has been going on with this show since it came out, what a lot of critics has been saying, and different things like that. But before I get into that video, um I want to go over. Oh, my bad. I want to actually go over the Mandalorian trailer that unfortunately I was at work and I wasn't able to see. Like, I seen it, but I didn't see it. So I want to go over that with you guys today. So uh give me just a second. This is a Mandalorian season 3 trailer. So I want to go over that with you guys. And since I didn't get to see it for real, at least I get to, see it with you guys. So give me just a second and let me pull this up, and we're going to do a trailer reaction together on this. So give me a second. Hopefully everybody is doing great, is doing good. This is a 6:30 morning show, so hopefully everybody, like I said, is doing great, doing good. Let's go ahead and get into the trailer real quick. Let me share my screen. Give me just a moment here. Let's be able to move this into position. And let's get into this trailer. Let me go ahead and cut the music on this, and let's check it out. Let's see what the Mandalorian season 3 is going to be about.
This is the one that you saved? You are as its father. A clan of 2. But you have removed your helmet. Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
Your cult fractured our people. Where were you then? Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
This is gonna be so good.
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?
Let's be real. With the Mandalorian, wasn't nobody expecting this show to be as good as it is, to be a surprise hit that it is. And I'm not gonna lie, just watching that trailer and hearing it in the headphones, and like I said, I was at work when I first seen it and couldn't really see it and stuff like that, but just seeing it right then and there, The Mandalorian is been a surprise hit, period. Very good show. And I can't wait to see more of The Mandalorian. So, Mandalorian season 3, can't wait for it to drop. Of course, you already know that I'm going to do videos on it, right after it comes out. We're going to talk about it. So, let's get into, and tell me in the comment section. Make sure that you guys put in the comment section what you guys think about the Mandalorian season 3. What did you guys think? If it's something that you're gonna watch, that you might not watch, make sure that you put it in the comment section below of this video. Now, let's get into The Last of Us, which, you know what I mean, we've already talked about in a previous video on yesterday. As the day of this recording, we talked about The Last of Us in a video. And I mean, it's not one of my highest viewed videos, but I believe that this is going to be one of those type of shows that's going to eventually grow on people and they're going to watch it. And me not being a fan of the video game franchise, or knowing little to nothing about the video game franchise, I came at it as blind as a bat, like literally, and I didn't know anything about what this show was going to be. But after watching it and letting it marinate, and then watching a couple videos that compared the video game, especially shout out to Heavy Spoilers, the channel Heavy Spoilers on YouTube. They showed a comparison of the video game and this live action adaptation to it, and there's so much great parallels from the source material that they put in the actual show. So it got me to thinking, start to really think. Did The Last of Us prove the source material matters? And yes, source material matters. And what I mean by source material matters, it's not picking and choosing what portion of the source material that you're using. And when you're using the source material, you're picking, I give you an example. And this has been a problem on DC and Marvel side when it comes to their adaptation of their movies, Infinity War, or Batman v Superman. When they brought up Doomsday, it was rushed. The character didn't look anything like Doomsday. It looked like a rock monster or whatever from maybe the Lord of the Rings or something, but it didn't look like the character that we see from the source material. So it was jarring. It didn't really sit right with a lot of fans, because a lot of fans it's not used to that character looking that way, the story not being really completed the way it is. Like, I mean, I have the first introduction to Doomsday all the way into the death of Superman, and I can completely tell you Doomsday goes wrecking shop. And if they did it better than in an animated series, why can't these people at Warner Brothers do it better in the, do it just as good or maybe better in the live action? Because they're only picking and choosing the source material. And I understand the average moviegoer is not going to be able to understand certain things that's going on, but that's why you bring the source material and let it flourish. You know what I mean? Because then you could be able to draw more fans. But like, dude, this is literally almost not necessarily a one for one, but this is like the source material plus a little bit of extra that tells backstory of the source material and things like that. Star Wars was going through hell by telling a story that had nothing to do with some of the source material that you're pulling from. Some of the ancient material, or I can't think of what the name is. Give me Star Wars fans, but some of the material that you're pulling from, a lot of people are not seeing this and being like, man, I want to be a part of this ride because I see what you did. No, they're like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Or, we could tell Infinity War has certain elements of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. The motivations from Thanos was totally different. And the source material, trust me, he was trying to get on with Lady Death. And Coochie was really more on his mind for him to get where he wanted to get to, more than actual what the bringing balance and all of that to the galaxy and all of that he did in Infinity War. So of course I liked his motivations better in the movie than I did in the comics, because he's literally just trying to get the attention of Lady Death, and he could do whatever he wants to, and sometimes the power of a boner can make you do some ridiculous things as a man. So I get that. I get the little changes, but when you deviate so far from the source material that it's unrecognizable, or you like, I see what you're doing here, but that's dumb. That is dumb. That's where we start to have a problem with as fans. So me personally, I'm looking at the Last of Us, and I'm like, okay, as far as like a video game and the way the video game is set up, it's not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. And when I say that, I'm not dissing the Last of Us as a video game franchise or anything like that. My attention span is so, because I got a lot of stuff. I work a lot. I don't have time to put 50, 60 hours on a video game looking for clues and maps and, all of this other stuff and fighting from time to time from here or whatever, you know what I mean? Or escape. And I did that with Resident Evil back in the day. And that's as far as it's going to go. You know what I mean? So it looks like it's a great franchise. But you know what makes this really good is that the creator is on board. The creator of the Last of Us series is on as a creator in the show. And of course, we've seen where the source material gets so deviated, we have no idea what the hell is going on, and half of it is not enjoyable. The Super Mario Brothers movie that came out in the 90s, what the hell was that? Like, real talk, what is this? You know what I mean? Dragon Ball, what is going on in the Dragon Ball? That is one of the worst adaptations of source material that I have ever seen in my life, and I would never ever. You can't even get me to buy that in the bargain bin at the Dollar Tree, because that's how trash that is. The Last Airbender. How do you mess up M. Night Shyamalan? Something that's on television, something that's actually planned on television. You know what I mean? Those are just examples of when the source material goes so far away that you don't even get it. And I always bring up like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 movie, because they took elements of the original source material from the original comics and it used the cartoons. That was Secret of the Ooze, was like a live action adaptation of what the cartoon would be. You know what I mean? A little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of element of the last movie, but it's a lot more, they act more like the characters from the cartoon. You know what I mean? But the 1990 movie, when you look at it and you start reading the old Mirage comics, you're like, oh, I can see where they pulled that from. Oh, this dialogue is directly from the source material. That's what makes a movie great. That's what makes a movie great. When you take certain elements of source material and you develop a script and a story that actually works for this show. So let me get a little bit of spoiler warning. So I don't have a spoiler warning, a little picture or whatever, but let's get into a little bit of spoiler territory with this. So spoiler warning for anybody who's going to watch The Last of Us. So there's a scene where the neighbor gets infected with the fungus, and she's turning, right? You can see little elements. If you're listening, you can see, first of all, you can see that something is getting ready to happen. The dog gets even recognized it. And I didn't even know this, that in the video game, there's people that have dogs in there because they can sense people who are getting ready to turn into the clickers. I believe that's what they call it, clickers. You know what I mean? They actually show that in the show. So when you see somebody with a dog, there's a reason why, because a dog can't get affected, and they can be able to sense out if they don't have the device or the machine to see who's infected, the dog can be able to sense who's infected. Absolutely. And again, straight from the source material, straight from they didn't even have to do basically a one to one or different shots or whatever. There's the shot that when they get inside the truck, and I was watching the show, and I was like, man, I kept saying this looks like a video. This looks like video game right here, where are in the back seat. You're going from the daughter's point of view, and you see them panning, and you looking out, and just like in the video, just like in a video game. And then when I'm watching heavy spoilers in these shows, and I'm like, damn, what a mind-blowing concept to actually use the source material. Because what Disney and what Marvel and DC have to get away from is thinking everybody knows the source material. You know where I'm going with this. They have to stop putting in their mind that everybody knows the source material. And I get it on Marvel side, because they don't have the rights to all the characters just yet. I know they bought Fox, and a lot of that's coming when those characters are reintroduced. That's not going to be until, I believe, 2025. So we got about 2 more years left until we see the new X-Men, the new mutants, and the new Magneto, and all of that stuff, new Professor X. We still got about a couple years outside of that. But Warner Brothers has absolutely no excuse for why they can't make, like, if anybody watched Warner Brothers animation, it's absolutely freaking amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And they literally pull a lot of the source material to create the Killing Joke. I mean, dude, one of the greatest comic book animations ever is the Killing Joke. And what they don't do all of it, because man, that comic is woo. But man, do they do a hell of a job of what they did with it. You see what I mean? What they did with the material is amazing. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to do something where not only the hardcore fan will appreciate, but the casual fan will look up and like, damn, I can see why they like this. This is crazy. I like it. So on and so forth. I give you an example of something that's pulling from a franchise, but it's totally doing their own thing. The Velma show that's on HBO Max at the time of this recording. It's on HBO Max, yeah. And it's so totally different that it's getting panned on Twitter and by people like, I don't like this or whatever. Come to find out, it's one of HBO. It's the highest grossing animation show in HBO Plus history. But it's totally different from any Scooby-Doo show that you're going to watch. You know what I mean? They're doing something different. Now, if it's shown that this is like an Elseworld, this is different. This is not going to be the same thing as what you're used to, and it's shown that way, and it's told that way, well, the hardcore viewer can get out of his mind, this ain't Scooby-Doo. This ain't Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Or Scooby-Doo and the Gang, or, a pup named Scooby. This is none of that you're used to. This is something totally Elseworld from this character's perspective. If it's told to me like that, I'm good, right? I'm good. But if you sell me on something that you're saying is the source materials and it's not, or it's so far off, or it makes no sense. And a lot of people, what is it? The last the Rise of Skywalker, you know, it gets panned because how Palpatine. So you couldn't think of nothing else to use. You know what I mean? That's pulling from the source material, but taking a character that we thought died and having them come back for some strange, odd reason. Now, I'm not as hardcore as a Star Wars fan as some of my, some other people that I know, and but I get it. You know, um, I'm like that with Black Panther. I'm like that with Transformers. Oh, matter of fact, because I'm gonna talk about Transformers because it's one of my favorite uh genres to watch. Like when I first started seeing the Michael Bay films, like the first 2007 movie, I was like, anybody who is against the recasting of T'Challa, I was kind of happy to see Transformers on film, not knowing this is probably going to start going downhill. You made Bumblebee not talk, dumb. You don't have them speak while they're in their vehicle form, dumb. There's so much. Is Michael Bay is using so much technology to have this thing transform? It doesn't even look recognizable as a transformer. Like if I had to transform that, I would throw it away because it's way too much going on. You know what I mean? Not enough focus on the Autobots and the Decepticons, but way more focus on human characters that I would like to die in this series. I'm not gonna lie. I hope somebody crushes them. You know what I'm saying? Or they get hit by a car or a tank or accidentally blown up or whatever. You know what I mean? Because they're so annoying in this franchise. You know what I mean? And Dark of the Moon in the Bumblebee movie was the closest thing that I got to the Transformers that I knew. And Dark of the Moon pulled from an episode in season 2 of Transformers, or season 1, into season 1 of Transformers. They pulled a lot of that, using the human characters, and somebody who was working with the Decepticons. But again, a lot of the Decepticons was unrecognizable, and I had to get over, that in certain adaptations they're gonna look different. They're not gonna be my G1 counterparts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm having a problem with Wheeljack in the Rise of the Beast because he looks like Robot Urkel instead of looking like the Wheeljack we just. This is coming from the Bumblebee movie. Now, why does Wheeljack look different in the Bumblebee movie than he does? It doesn't make sense. RC looks fine. I don't know why they keep dropping the face mask off of Optimus Prime, but you know what I mean? At least he still kind of favors the Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. But Wheeljack looks like crap. You know what I mean? He does. He looks like crap. And he's in a freaking Volkswagen van. Like, it's stereotype of the nerd. You know what I mean? Oh, put some glasses on and make it look nerdy. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Every nerd doesn't look like that, or every engineer doesn't look like that. You don't have to continue to make the same stereotypes as you did before. You know what I mean? But again, you're pulling from a piece of source material and then doing your whole. I don't have any problem with it as long as it makes sense. I never thought, even the Autobots not coming in on the Ark, crash landing on Earth, being there 4 million years. You know what I'm saying? Being awakened in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's a little simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the aligned continuity changed. A lot of said they took stuff from the Generation 1 and did their own thing with it. They look different. That's okay. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're as long as I can see that, but like, okay, you know what I'm saying? That's Wheeljack, or that's Starscream, or that's Optimus Prime, that's Bumblebee. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be so G1 that I'm losing myself, but it has to be recognizable from the material. And sometimes sticking just with the source material works. Now, in certain franchises, certain source material change depending on where you're pulling it from. Ninja Turtles is one of them. You have the Mirage continuity. You have the IDW continuity. You have the cartoon continuity. The 87 cartoon, 2003 cartoon, 2011 cartoon. You know what I mean? You have the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have so many different genres to pull from. You know what I mean? But as long as the core of the characters are the same, we as fans normally don't have a problem with that. And when we talk about the Black Panther franchise, you know what I mean, pulling from some sort, like Black Panther 1, pull from the source material from Jungle Action number 8, or Jungle, what is this? I think it's Jungle Action number 8. No, Jungle Action number 6. The first introduction of Killmonger. You know what I'm saying? Even though that they changed Killmonger from being a cousin, which he wasn't in the series, he was just another Wakandan that could match strength, intelligence, and that's something that wasn't explored with, is Killmonger's intelligence level rivals T'Challa's. They're both smart. I mean, even though they made him more military minded, he was way intelligent, and I'm glad that they did that in What If. You know what I mean? They finally did it, but they did it in a What If. They didn't do it in a live action, which the majority of your moviegoers is going to go see that. Will go and watch that and then be like, oh yeah, I see where they got that from. You know what I'm saying? Or showing T'Challa's intelligence and brilliance. You know what I mean? That Afrofuturistic of land that he helped create. You know what I'm saying? Along with the other Wakandans, showing his intelligence, his brilliance. You know what I mean? And then doing something that's so far away from the source material, it makes no sense. Thor is another character to pull so far away from the source material that it makes no sense. But who didn't pull away from the source material, but the movie got panned? The Eternals. You know what I mean? They didn't pull so far away from the source material that it lost the core part of what the Eternals are. It tweaked a couple things, but a lot of that from, I believe it's that 2012 run. Don't give me the lion, but that particular run, Eternals. And I enjoyed the movie. I have no problem with the Eternals movie. A lot of people do. I have no problem with it. But again, I keep telling you, out of all the shows that's in phase 4, the Eternals is the most important film. It is literally the most important film. If they do the Blade movie, like, the original Blade movie followed a lot of the source material. The only difference was that Blade is British in the source material, but Wesley Snipes, it's Wesley Snipes in the 90s. He couldn't do no wrong besides taxes, but you know what I mean? It was Wesley Snipes in the 90s, so we got what we got something that was dope. Second movie, a little different. The third movie, the motherfuckers is skating ice skating uphill. That's basically what they started doing, because it was so far away from what they did in the original movie. You know what I mean? So again, source material matters. The Last of Us proves the source material matters. If you haven't watched the Last of Us, go watch it on HBO Max. I say HBO Plus earlier. I probably did because I'm looking at the Disney Plus sign or whatever. But go watch The Last of Us on HBO Max. I believe you guys will enjoy it. And again, it's very story driven. A lot of dialogue that you just gotta sit down. You gotta listen. You gotta put your listening ears on. Watch for the subtle things that's in there. It's amazing. I'm not gonna lie, and it's tragic. It's tragic as hell. And a lot of y'all like drama that's tragic. It's right up your alley. Trust me, it's very good. I highly recommend you guys watch The Last of Us. So anyway, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this video. What did you guys think? Put it in the comment section below of this video. Of course, if you're watching this, you're watching this on YouTube, and you're watching this on Facebook, leave me a comment. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. Until next time, you already know I got to get out of here, but I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher. You already know what I'm doing. If you came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking around for the entirety of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you want to get a little more personal with me, hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on Twitter, or any of the social medias that you see below you. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher.